Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. Come on in. This is the war room of the political revolution. What this is a daily motivational, inspirational show that we do for all those people that are out there fighting every day in the political revolution to help transform our government into one that works for the people. So please like and share and comment. Any interaction in the show helps us get out to a wider audience and do better in the little algorithm that keeps things from people. So participate, and that will help this show get out to more people. We need audience participation because we have to be the media. This is an independent show. We've got no big budget or advertising, or anything like that. So it's all up to you, the viewers. And thanks for doing that. Well, I really do count on you guys for sharing the show and getting it out there, and you guys are amazing. I have really loyal fans, and I appreciate that. But thanks for coming back to the Daily Bern. I'm your host, Sean Yankee, and did y'all see the crowds in Denver? Man, some of you know my internet is out at home, so I have to drive to McDonald's to do this, and I didn't get to watch the Bernie rally. I was looking at the pictures yesterday and I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I watched the feed, and the live feed does the still photos justice. I mean, in the still photos, it's just a sea of people. It's impressive. If it was any other candidate, if it was Biden or Warren with a rally like that, it would be on every channel every day, wall to wall, Monday through Sunday. But you're not getting any coverage of it. It was amazing. They're estimating 10,000 people at a rally for a politician. I've seen smaller crowds at a Slipknot concert. You know what I'm saying? And this is for a 77-year-old politician that excites people. Do you understand? That's what it's going to take. A lot of people get mad at us in the revolution because, for the most part, I know I am, and for the most part, most people are that are in the revolution and take it seriously. We're Bernie or bust. We are not voting for anyone else. There is no middle ground. We're not coming to negotiate, right? We're not going to settle. There will be no negotiation. We have our candidate, and we've made up our mind. But people get mad at us, the blue no matter who people. But, it's funny that they're blue no matter who, as long as it's not Bernie Sanders. How would they feel? They never want to answer that when you ask them back. Well, will you vote for Bernie if he's the nominee? They never want to answer that. Well, Bernie's not going to be the nominee. So why won't you support Biden? Or why won't you support Warren? Why won't you support Buttigieg? Any of these other people, Harris. Because they're not Bernie Sanders. We're running out of time. We realize that. Those of us in this revolution and in this fight that take it seriously and that own it. That's one of the more important things that Bernie says in every speech is that this is our fight, and it's something that I focus on every day because we need to understand that. And when enough of us do, and we fully own it and move forward united, there will be nothing they can do. And we're doing it right now. This is happening. And that's why I am doing this. That's why I started this show. That's why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to do something for the movement. And I wanted to be a voice of positivity. And it's hard sometimes. I sometimes have to build myself up to do this, but there needed to be someone out there doing it. Didn't necessarily have to be me, but I didn't see anybody else doing it. I saw a lot of people telling you how hard and how rigged it is and how much we're up against. But I think we all know that, and there's really no point in dwelling on it. We understand what we're up against. But please understand that we are killing it. We are doing amazing, and we are the front runner. If you're blue no matter who, and you are not supporting Bernie Sanders, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You have a tremendously popular candidate. No matter what your problem may be with him, you have a winner right there in front of your face. And you're choosing to believe the establishment narrative that's being sold to you through the mainstream media that Joe Biden is your front runner or Elizabeth Warren is electable, they either one of them, Biden for sure, but Elizabeth Warren would also lose terribly to Trump, would be beaten badly. Not just because we're Bernie or bust, but because the average person is done with the status quo. That's one of the ways that Trump got himself elected. People are done. They thought that he was anti-establishment. There was a large group of people that were fooled into believing that Trump was against the establishment because the establishment seemed to be against him. So they bought into it. And a lot still believe it. He has a large following. And, a lot of them aren't that far away from us. I'm friends with many of them. And they have the same beliefs as us. They just don't believe in Bernie, or they are scared of taxes or this or that. They have their own little hangups. Some of them are hung up on Bernie's stance on guns, for instance. Otherwise, they would be Bernie supporters. They are against the establishment. They are against the power structure, this greed-driven system that is in control of our lives. They're against all of that, and we have the same enemies. But they just don't believe in our cause. We can reach these people. And the other people that we need to focus on is the 60% of the population that can't even be bothered to vote. Focus on them. Let's not bicker anymore. Don't fight with people. That doesn't do anything anyway. Even if you drop a really good bomb in the conversation and you're winning the argument, you're really killing it, they're not even listening to you. So you are wasting your time writing really poignant, just deep thoughts, and bam, hit enter. And all they're doing is waiting for you to do that so they can skim it. That's the best they're going to do, is skim it and then pick what they want to respond to and then respond. They're just waiting to respond. Their cognitive dissonance has already been triggered. You are not getting through. Their brain is in self-defense mode. They are defending their ideology. It's over. So don't do it. Plus, like I said before and many times, and a wise man once said, that wrote under a pen name, Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens. Isn't that his name, Samuel Clemens? I want to say that. If I was in a trivia contest right now, my guess would be Samuel Clemens. But Mark Twain once said, don't ever argue with stupid people because they'll drag you down to their level and they'll beat you with experience. And it's true. I've seen it time and time again. You cannot win an argument with someone that is either ignorant or refuses to listen. Either way, you're done. So don't waste your energy on it. Focus instead on things that make you happy. We're winning. Do your part. Like I said, pick something, whatever you decide that is for you, and do it every day, whether you feel like it or not. Because trust me, there will be days where you don't feel like doing it, and you'll have to push through. But just pick something, whatever it is, whatever you have time for. Maybe you phone bank. I'm going to phone bank once a week or once a month, for this long, every month or every week. Or maybe you canvas. I'm going to do this or that. Maybe you can't volunteer. Maybe I'm going to share 3 posts to Facebook. That might sound like absolutely nothing, but it's not. Every action has a reaction. Everything matters. Everything matters. It could be I'm going to talk to one person today, each day, about Bernie. It could be anything. Whatever you pick, do it every day. And then when enough of us are doing that, when enough of us are doing the work, putting in the effort, there won't be anything that they can do to stop us. I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to BernieSanders.com. Please go there and see if there's any way that you can help the campaign, maybe by becoming one of the more than 3 million of us that are volunteering to help Bernie get elected, or donate any amount at all would be great. We bought ourselves a politician, so we got to chip in. When the hat comes around, kick in a few bucks. And just get a bumper sticker, get a t-shirt, whatever. Anything would help. Do anything you can, anything at all. We can win this. We just have to do all that we can, because that's what's going to take to win this. Millions of us doing the little things. It's all little things. This is a weird fight. We've never been taught how to do this. That's on purpose. They don't want us knowing how to participate in democracy. The last thing they want is an informed and active populace. That's a nightmare for them. That's the end of their games. These games where someone like Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer becomes worth 50, 60 million dollars. How do these people do that on a $200,000 a year salary? I'm not very good at math, but um, and don't tell me they're writing books. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. Bernie wrote a book. Bernie's worth about $3 million. Bernie's wrote more than one book. Bernie's wrote bestsellers. Jane's a prolific and published writer, at least for journals, and an administrator at universities. Makes good living, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know what an administrator at a university makes, but I imagine it has six figures. So they do pretty well. And he's worth about three to five, and not 60. And who's more famous than Bernie Sanders right now? I mean, Nancy Pelosi's as famous as Bernie Sanders. Paul Ryan. He he retired at what, in his 30s, worth like $54 million. That's from lobbyist money. They're bought. They're bought and paid for. And we need to get rid of them. I posted on Facebook today about how we need to get rid of the old guard. The Chuck Schumers and the Nancy Pelosi's and the Mitch McConnells, on both sides of the aisle. This revelation, I don't know what I was going to say. This revolution does not stop when we elect Bernie Sanders president. And we are going to elect Bernie Sanders president. But it doesn't stop there. That's the beginning. That's the nuclear strike. That's going to inspire millions of people and get the ball rolling towards making real change. Open some doors. That's all that does. We still got to work. We just getting started. We understand that. And we're going to do all that we can. So, I want you to focus on being happy. But at the same time, remember that you got to do the work. You can be happy while you work. Because you can't develop courage by being happy every day. You got to challenge yourself, do things that scare you, put yourself out there, and push when you don't want to do it. Because we develop by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity when we come across it, not by folding up. You don't grow by folding up like a lawn chair. We got to fix our mindset. You can be happy and productive if you focus on being happy. Focus on things that make you happy. Take in things that make you happy. Surround yourself with people that make you happy. And the best way to do that is to surround yourself with people with the same goals and objectives as you. Not exactly the same viewpoints, but the same goals. You want the same things. Like, I'm real good friends with a guy loves Trump. Loves Trump. I don't. We agree on so much more, and we both want a better world. And I hope to one day convert him. But even if I don't, we still want the same things. And in a fight, which one day we'll be in, we'd be on the same side. And one day, we're going to be forced, especially if we don't do all we can and win this fight. We will be forced to defend ourselves against the greed that is suffocating and crippling society. JFK said it best, that if peaceful revolution was made impossible, violent revolution would become inevitable. And we are there. We are there. We just haven't really been shown how bad it is. If you look at life on a global scale, Americans are pretty spoiled. We don't know how bad it is. Reality hasn't fully hit us, but it will. And a lot of economists say it will soon. They say that we're heading for economic collapse. And the dollar itself is built to fail. So one day the rug is going to get pulled out from under the Americans as well. And we're going to feel it. We're going to feel how bad it is. Other places in the world already feel it. But we happen to have the comfort of being the military arm of the New World Order, so we're protected, or the oligarchy, or whoever you want to call them, the people that actually pull the strings. We're their military. And for that, we get a luxury of living a life that, when you think about life on a world scale, you may even be ashamed of how good you have it, or you think you have it, when you realize that other countries that have a life similar to yours also have universal health care, a living wage, all these things, high-speed rail. We don't even have high-speed rail. You understand how antiquated our train system is? Other countries have high-speed rail systems. We're so behind the times. And our bridges and roads are crumbling and deteriorating. And those are all things that, if we put money into that instead of endless war, we could give a lot of people high-paying, good state jobs with benefits. I don't understand being against any of this, honestly, but you know, we're going to win. We're going to get these things. It's just, I lost track of where I was when I started thinking about how great it's going to be when Bernie gets elected president. You know, when we get the power, when we take the power to turn this shit around and make it into something productive, you know, maybe to stop giving Israel so much money, and definitely stop letting them have so much influence over our politics. Get out of all these wars. Refocus that money in education and the infrastructure, and so many better ways to spend it. Healthcare. Invest it in the people, in things that benefit the people. That's what we're going to do. And now that I'm fantasizing about that, I don't even really care what it was I was talking about. Hopefully I wrapped it up. I've been off script for a little while. Usually I write these out so I stay on topic. I try to be professional with this, but really I'm an amateur and I'm just doing the best I can. I wanted there to be a positive show and I created one. So thanks again for coming and hanging out. And if you shared the show, thank you so much. That helps more than you know. And this message needs to spread and get out there. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. And this is my input into the revolution. This is my way of contributing. I also volunteer for the campaign, but I was already doing live feeds on Facebook. I was already running my mouth on Facebook. I figured, why not talk about Bernie? And I'm thinking about making my comedy political too, and doing something like, I see Ron Placone. I follow Ron Placone, and I see that he does a progressive comedy tour. And I'm getting into the idea of that. I kind of want to see what that's about, because I haven't been focusing much on writing any new jokes because I've been focusing all on this. And maybe that would open a door, because I miss it. I miss writing jokes and doing that and doing comedy. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, thanks for coming. And real quick, we're gonna get into Bernie events. I can't do the news. My internet is still out. I just got off the phone with them, and I'm very unhappy about the answer. They had told me on Sunday that it would be till Wednesday, right? And I figured that's just them saying that. It won't take till Wednesday. Here we are, Wednesday, and I still don't have any internet. So there will be no news today because I don't know any news, and I won't know any news till I go somewhere with internet and download some. But if you want to stay in touch with what's going on with the Bernie Sanders campaign, text Bernie to 67760, and that will put you in the texting program. And that's what I do. We text out information about the campaign and the revolution, anything that's relevant to you in your area mostly. If you want to enroll in that, text the word Bernie to 67760. That'll put you in the texting program, and we'll send out alerts whenever there's things that are relevant to you. You can also get the Bern app. That's really good. And you get that anywhere you get a phone app, Google Store, iTunes Store, and whatever. And that keeps you plugged into the campaign as well, plus lets you do cool things like record a My Bernie story, where that's where you record a short video that you can share out to social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and for all your friends to see why you support, and they can make their own video and they answer a survey. It's really cool. But get that, and that's going to be all for Bernie events today because I don't know what's going on with the campaign. I checked the internet this morning, and the site that I use to get my Bernie events from for the show hasn't updated it yet. And they usually update around nowish, but so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But if you text Bernie to 67760, you'll always know what's going on. So do that. That's how you can stay in touch with what's going on with the campaign. The campaign is killing it. They're having events like the Denver rally all across this country. They never stop working. And when they hit a town, they do like 9 events. They got the Ben and Jerry's guys doing ice cream socials, and Bernie speaks at all of those. They're town halls everywhere, 3 or 4 town halls, and every time they stop somewhere. They're doing fantastic. The campaign is running a fantastic campaign. Our candidate is great. Everything is in place. All the pieces are there. We do the rest. We're the media and we're the support. We don't get to flex till we get to vote. I can't wait till we get to flex. When we get to flex and show our power and our strength, it's going to be amazing. Because by then, they're kind of messing up by giving us so much prep time. By then, we're going to have everybody revved up and everybody on board and everybody understanding that we have to overwhelm them. Every opportunity to vote, every caucus, every primary needs to look like a Bernie rally. Every single one. And they will pull their little tricks. They will limit polling stations again. And people will wait in line to vote. Stay in line. Fuck 'em. I whispered it. Hopefully that makes it a little better. I had to drop that F-bomb. I had to. Sometimes it's the only word that fits. It's kind of like this news story I was reading the other day about this little boy. It ruined my day, this news story. I hate reading these. This little boy, it was his birthday even, was in the lunchroom at school. They served him. Then they come and they take his tray away. In front of his friends, in front of everybody, on his birthday, because he has a balance. He owes money. That's disgusting. They're the richest country on the planet. Everybody thinks we have it so great. I read a story like that every day. Kids having their lunch taken away, or they'll share a positive spin. Kid pays off classmate's lunch debt with his allowance. That's sweet, but he shouldn't have to do that. You know why he did that? Because he's tired of watching lunch being taken away from his friends at school, and he knows it's wrong. So he used his allowance so they could eat. Because he's a human being and he realizes what's the right thing to do. And he has a heart. The people that have power over us, they don't have a heart. And they will do everything they can to stop us, as I said. Right? We're going to have to overcome it. And we will. But they will do everything they can to stop us. Including not covering us in the media. Not showing things like the Denver rally. They're never going to show things like the Denver rally. They don't want anybody seeing how strong we are. They don't want anybody seeing that this movement, this revolution, is actually working, gaining steam even, has the momentum to win. They are terrified. They're doing everything they can to convince the average person that Elizabeth Warren is a front runner, that Biden is a front runner. And they're already talking about superdelegates. They're going to hurt us a lot of times along the way here. We need to embrace that. We need to embrace the pain and burn it as fuel for our journey. Take it in, take all of it in. You know, the attacks from the media, the slander, all of that. Uh, making up new rules out of thin air, like they've done with the caucuses. They're going to allow telephone voting in the caucuses. You know, for those of you that don't know, you used to have to be there. But now they're going to let people vote by phone, which I can see you praising as a great thing. But think about how easily that can be manipulated. And then think about who we're dealing with. So they're going to pull dirty tricks and they're going to use their stupid super delegates. But they were never going to give this to us in the first place. That's an important thing that we need to accept as well. We have to take this. You know, someone was asking on Facebook just the other day, yesterday, and he said, what are we going to have to do here? And I'm telling you, we got to take it. There's no half measures, no negotiation, no middle ground. We're not coming to negotiate. We have to take this. Maybe by force. We'll get to that later. But we're not backing down. You know, and don't twist what I just said. All I mean by that is what JFK meant by it. Neither one of us want a violent revolution. But how far can you push people? You know, and once you really expose your average American to reality, once reality slams into us and this economic crisis that they're predicting happens, things are gonna get bad. And when things get bad, people tend to wake up a little faster. So, you know how Bill Maher was rooting for a recession because he felt like that would turn people against Trump, because when there's a recession, people tend to turn against the president. So he thinks a recession would be good because it turns people against Trump. I don't think that this coming crisis, whether it be climate or economic, is good because it's going to wake people up. I hope it don't come to that. You see what I'm saying? I want to win this fight. I'm saying we're heading for a fight, whether we like it or not. So we might as well take advantage of this golden opportunity that's being handed to us on a silver platter. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try to see that through, because this has a chance of winning, and I want to do all I can to help it win. So that's what I'm going to focus on. You know, we'll deal with what happens if it fails when it fails. Everybody always asks me, well, what are you going to do if it fails? Well, what about when they rig it? What about when they rig it again? They'll never let him be the nominee. What are you going to do then? I'll deal with all that then. You know, because I already know that we're going to have to take this. I envision it going all the way to the convention again. I just envision that happening a little differently this time. And a lot of that is going to depend on our reaction to it and what we do and how unified we stay and how much support we show. So start saving up now, because plan on going. We need to be there. We have to do all that we can. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today for the Daily Bern. And if you shared, thank you very much for doing that. Thank you for your support with the shows. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys here tomorrow for a brand new episode of the Daily Bern. Keep fighting out there. I'll see you tomorrow.